implication. Page 64. Let's flip to it. And have you ever heard of that? The Eagles going on strike for bonus? Who knows? Well, this is what is here. So just flip to that and you see. Well, they titled this one Strange Parking. Disused aircrafts parked at Dapsy Fuel Station, Oluwonla bus stop, Lasiri Sherry Road, with another found at Sonya bus stop along Oshodi-Apapa Expressway, Lagos yesterday, as junk planes were removed from the Murtala Mohammed Airport, Lagos. Well, this story actually is on page 6, so you find out where do I. Wait. Does that mean you could wake up someday and see an aircraft on the road?
Parked in front of your house.
Oh my goodness.
I thought the aircraft was trying to refuel.
Whoa.
Yeah, because it's in a filling station.
Aircraft in a filling station?
Come on, guys.
Wonders never cease. Well, just go to page 6 and actually find out what is that about. Because when you see this image, it may just confuse you if you don't actually read what this is about. So, strange parking, it says. What's that? I thought, is it last month? Can they ever apprehend this kind? But I don't know. Just go ahead and check that. Well, that will be it with Vanguard today.
I still believe it should be landing to refuel. Anyway, well, let's see what we have on the front page of this day. Well, Chuku to Wamako, you can leave PDP if you want. Yes. And the rider there, Tambuwa vows not to quit party. And it continues on page 6. Presidential committee holds talks with 104 Boko Haram suspects in Lagos. Yes. FG is winning anti-terror war, says Sambo. And on top of it, presidency, Tinubu is not a patriot. So on page 6. And who are those covering their faces? Well, Hezbollah suspects. That's the question there. 3 Lebanese linked to Hezbollah terrorist group arraigned for keeping an illegal armory in Kano at the Federal High Court in Abuja yesterday. Well, that will be it with this day.
The Guardian is next. I was caught up on the back page. But the major headline for The Guardian, government freezes MDA's account over diversion of revenues. Yes, you read right. Government freezes MDAs as ministries, departments and agencies' accounts over diversion of revenues. Identifies 58 billion naira hidden funds. CBN banks to close accounts Monday. To close accounts of MDAs? Okay, you have to go to page 2 to get the rest of the story. It starts on the front page but continues on page 2 of the paper. Going on top of the nameplate is another piece, or is another index. You know, we have all these indexes. Now, this one says, report ranks Nigeria low on Global Peace Index. Don't know anything about the Peace Index. Go to page 2 or flip to page 2. You get details of it. On the corner there, because they also have the picture of the plane at the filling station, but the story beside it doesn't have anything to do with it. It says crisis rocks APC's registration, new rival group heads to court. INEC faults merging parties application. APC insists it has fulfilled all requirements. So we haven't heard the last of the 2 APCs, I guess. You find details on page 2 of the paper. Well, it seems that in this particular picture, there is an insert here of a man holding a placard which says, I can't read what's on the top of it, but it says, not plane crash. It is abandoned aircraft from airport. I don't know why he was holding that placard, but there is nowhere where. Okay, they say see sections or pages 3 and 12 for the story on the aeroplane and the Guardian. That will be all for the paper.
Okay, and that also ends a look at some of the front pages today. We'll return in just a moment. Please join us again.
In every society, young people stand in the vanguard of sustained change. Creation, existence, history, and civilization are the very result of an exchange of ideas. The cultural forces, systems, and our very lives depend largely on an active negotiation of our shared reality. Nigeria's present and its future thus depends on her young and vibrant generation. The discourse for that reality begins here.
Join the ongoing conversation on Rubbing Minds every Sunday at 3 p.m. on Channels TV or on channelstv.com. Follow the conversation online on www.yniger.com/rubbing-minds and on Twitter at YNigerTV with the hashtag Rubbing Minds. With your host, Ebuka Obi Uchendu, a YTV production in conjunction with Channels Television.
Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. We're joined this morning by the General Manager of Air Traffic Control Operations of NAMA, Mr. John Onyegiri. Good morning, and thank you for coming on today.
Thank you very much.
Of course, that means we're focusing on some developments in the aviation sector. First and foremost, when you see today's papers and Vanguard calls this "Strange Parking," that's the title of this aircraft. What is that? A fuel station, DAPC oil. What's happening with this one? You know about this, don't you?
We do.
What's the situation with this one? How come the aircraft is in a fuel station?
The aircraft was being, well, you can't call this one aircraft anymore. It's like just towing a junk. And because, aircraft have wings, so to be able to tow it as a junk, then you have to take off the wings. I know it becomes a tricycle. So they hook it on and they towed it somewhere for tourism, for educational purposes. I'm sure if you go around the airport, you see several unserviceable aircraft that could no longer be repaired, and they cause eyesore around the airport. So this is one of them that the owner decided to give away for educational purposes, and to be able to take it out of the airport.
Educational purposes? Educational
purposes, to probably teach people the parts of aeroplane, the seats, the engine, and all those things. So they took out the wing because the wing would not pass through the road. Then they hooked it on in a tow vehicle, and they're taking it to wherever.